as the leaves began their stunning transformation, casting the jungle in a riot of fiery reds and deep oranges. My friends and I found ourselves irresistibly drawn into the heart of the wilderness. The allure of the fall season was potent, and we longed to explore the untamed beauty of nature in its most spectacular display. Little did we know that our adventure would take us to the very edge of fear and wonder. Our journey commenced on a well-marked trail, a winding path that seemed to beckon us deeper into the jungle's heart. The rustling of leaves and the distant calls of exotic birds serenaded us, creating a soundtrack of the wild. The air was crisp and carried the unmistakable scent of fallen foliage, filling our senses with the essence of autumn. It was the perfect day for an adventure, or so we believed. As the sun arched across the sky, our sense of curiosity began to overshadow our adherence to the established trail. Armed with maps, compasses, and an unwavering spirit of exploration, we made the collective decision to veer off the well-trodden path. The jungle's enchantment was undeniable, with towering trees and lush undergrowth inviting us to uncover its secrets. The forest came alive with the symphony of nature, the playful chattering of monkeys echoing through the treetops, the melodious songs of exotic birds hidden among the foliage, and the soothing rush of distant waterfalls. It was as if we had stepped into a realm of unparalleled beauty, where every leaf and every tree held a story waiting to be discovered. But as the hours slipped away, the jungle's welcoming embrace began to wane. The once clear trail became overgrown and difficult to follow. The foliage grew denser, and a growing sense of unease gnawed at the edges of our excitement. An eerie stillness descended upon the jungle, broken only by the unsettling rustling of leaves and the occasional distant roar of an unknown creature. By mid-afternoon, the stark realization that we had lost our way became inescapable. Anxiety gripped our group as we huddled together, examining our maps and compasses in desperation. Our cell phones, stashed securely in our backpacks, were rendered utterly useless by the thick jungle canopy that blocked all signals. To make matters worse, our flashlights began to flicker, their batteries fading as the encroaching darkness loomed ominously. The impending nightfall weighed heavily on our hearts, intensifying our sense of isolation. Stranded deep within the jungle, we felt the creeping fingers of fear take hold. With a sense of urgency, we decided to forge ahead, clinging to the hope of stumbling upon a clearing or a river that might guide us back to safety. The jungle, once a welcoming wonderland, had now transformed into a labyrinth of shadows and mysteries. Each twist and turn seemed to lead us further into the unknown, and a sense of foreboding descended upon us like a shroud. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the atmosphere grew heavier, laden with tension. The laughter and camaraderie that had defined the early hours of our journey gave way to nervous whispers and anxious glances. Every sound, every movement, felt amplified in the encroaching darkness, and a palpable sense of being watched settled upon us. And then, we heard it, an eerie, echoing laughter that seemed to emanate from all around us. It was a laughter unlike anything we had ever heard before, a haunting sound that sent chills racing down our spines. It echoed through the jungle, growing closer and more malevolent with each passing moment. As if mocking our predicament. We froze in terror, our hearts pounding as we strained to identify the source of the chilling laughter. It echoed through the trees, defying explanation, and a profound sense of dread washed over us. It was as though the very jungle itself had come to life, possessed by an unseen malevolence that sought to ensnare us in its web of fear. With a growing sense of urgency, we pushed forward, stumbling through the underbrush in a desperate attempt to escape the unseen presence that haunted us. The jungle seemed to conspire against us, with thorny vines and tangled roots threatening to ensnare us at every turn. The darkness closed in around us, and exhaustion began to take its toll. Hours passed, our clothing was torn, our bodies battered, but we pressed on, driven by sheer desperation. It was only when we stumbled upon a moonlit clearing that the laughter finally ceased. The clearing was bathed in the silvery glow of the moon, an oasis of tranquility amidst the horrors of the night. We took a moment to catch our breath, to regroup and reassess our situation. To this day, I cannot explain the source of the laughter that haunted us deep within the fall jungle. Was it a collective delusion, brought on by the eerie ambience of autumn, or did we truly encounter something otherworldly? The memory of that night lingers, a testament to the chilling secrets that lie hidden within the heart of the jungle. The autumn leaves crunched beneath our boots as we ventured deeper into the heart of the jungle, eager to embrace the mysteries that lay hidden within. The forest was undergoing a magnificent transformation, with leaves ablaze in fiery hues of red, orange, and gold. The air held a distinct crispness that signaled the arrival of fall. Our group of intrepid explorers were united by a shared curiosity, a yearning to uncover the secrets that this lush wilderness held. Our journey began along a well-trodden path, each step bringing us further from civilization and closer to nature's embrace. The golden sunlight filtered through the towering canopy overhead, casting playful shadows on the forest floor. Laughter and excitement filled the air as we ventured deeper into the jungle's embrace. As the day unfolded, our sense of adventure urged us to leave the well-marked trail behind. Armed with maps, compasses, and an unquenchable thirst for discovery, we decided to explore the uncharted territories that beckoned us. The jungle seemed welcoming at first, with its vibrant flora and fauna, a picturesque landscape that captivated our senses. The forest came alive with the sounds of nature, the playful chattering of monkeys swinging through the trees, the melodic songs of exotic birds, and the soothing gurgle of hidden streams. It was as if we had stepped into a fairy tale world, where the trees whispered secrets, and the leaves sang songs of enchantment. The allure of the jungle's beauty was undeniable. However, as the hours slipped away, the jungle's charm began to wane. The trail we had ventured off had become obscured by the encroaching undergrowth. The once clear path was now overgrown, and a sense of unease gnawed at the edges of our excitement. An eerie stillness settled in, broken only by the rustling of leaves and the occasional distant roar of an unseen beast. By mid-afternoon, the realization that we were no longer on the marked trail had set in. Anxiety gripped us as we pored over our maps and compasses, desperately seeking a way to reorient ourselves. Our cell phones, tucked away in our backpacks, were rendered utterly useless by the jungle's thick canopy. To make matters worse, our flashlights began to flicker, their batteries dwindling rapidly. The encroaching darkness seemed to close in around us, intensifying our sense of isolation. Lost in the heart of the jungle, with nightfall rapidly approaching, we were gripped by a deepening fear. Our group faced a critical decision whether to push forward or attempt to retrace our steps. We chose to continue, believing that forging ahead might lead us to a clearing or a river, which could provide us with a way back to familiar territory. The jungle, once inviting, had now become a labyrinth of shadows and secrets. Every twist and turn seemed to lead us deeper into the unknown. With every step, the atmosphere grew heavier, laden with tension. Laughter and camaraderie gave way to nervous whispers and fearful glances. It was as if the very jungle was conspiring against us, intent on keeping its secrets hidden. And then, we heard it, a haunting, echoing laughter that seemed to reverberate through the very trees themselves. It was a sound that defied explanation, ethereal and malevolent. The laughter sent shivers down our spines and a profound chill through our souls. We froze, our hearts pounding as we strained to identify the source of the haunting laughter. It echoed through the jungle, growing closer and more ominous with each passing moment. It was as though the forest itself had come alive, taunting us with its unseen malevolence. With a growing sense of dread, we pushed onward, stumbling through the underbrush in a desperate attempt to escape whatever unseen presence lurked around us. The jungle seemed to conspire against us, with thorny vines and tangled roots threatening to ensnare us at every turn. Hours passed, and exhaustion began to take its toll. Our clothes were torn, our bodies battered, but we pressed on, driven by sheer desperation. It was only when we stumbled upon a moonlit clearing that the laughter finally ceased. The clearing was bathed in the silvery glow of the moon, a tranquil oasis amidst the horrors of the night. We took a moment to catch our breath, to regroup and reassess our situation. To this day, I cannot explain the source of the laughter that haunted us deep within the fall jungle. Was it a collective delusion, brought on by the eerie ambience of autumn, or did we truly encounter something otherworldly? The memory of that night continues to linger, a testament to the chilling secrets that lie hidden within the heart of the jungle. It was a crisp autumn day when my friends and I decided to embark on a daring hiking adventure deep into the heart of the jungle. The leaves had started their spectacular transformation, displaying vibrant shades of orange, red, and gold. The cool breeze carried with it the familiar scent of decaying foliage, setting the perfect backdrop for our wilderness escapade. Little did we know, this trek would evolve into an unforgettable nightmare that would haunt us for the rest of our lives. We gathered our gear, backpacks filled with snacks and supplies, and headed out into the unknown. The morning sun cast long, dappled shadows as it filtered through the thick canopy overhead. Our laughter and banter filled the air as we followed the well-marked trail, each step taking us further away from civilization and deeper into the wilderness. As the day wore on, we became more adventurous, straying from the beaten path to explore the jungle's mysteries. We had all heard tales of the ancient ruins hidden within these dense woods, and the allure of discovering something unknown fueled our determination. With compasses in hand, we ventured off the trail into the thick underbrush, guided only by our sense of adventure. The jungle was alive with the sounds of wildlife, the chatter of monkeys, the songs of exotic birds, and the distant roar of unseen waterfalls. However, as we delved further into the wilderness, an ominous sense of unease began to creep over us. The once inviting forest seemed to grow darker, and the rustling of leaves took on a more sinister tone. Around mid-afternoon, we realized that we had lost track of the trail and our bearings. Panic started to set in as we fumbled with our compasses, desperately trying to orient ourselves. Our cell phones were useless. There was no signal deep in the jungle, and their batteries were dwindling fast. To make matters worse, our flashlights began to flicker, casting eerie, unreliable beams of light through the encroaching darkness. Nightfall approached rapidly, and with it, a growing sense of dread. The once familiar sounds of the jungle now felt alien and threatening. The hoots of owls and the distant howls of creatures in the night seemed to mock our predicament. We knew we had to find shelter or a way back to the trail, but the dense foliage and the encroaching darkness made it nearly impossible. We decided to push forward, hoping to stumble upon a clearing or a river that would lead us to safety. As we trudged through the thick underbrush, the atmosphere grew thicker with tension. Our group's laughter and camaraderie had given way to nervous whispers and fearful glances. Every snapped twig or rustling leaf sent shivers down our spines. That's when we heard it, a haunting, echoing laughter that seemed to come from all directions at once. It was a chilling sound, low and guttural, as if it belonged to some malevolent presence lurking just beyond the reach of our flashlight beams. We froze, our hearts pounding in our chests. The laughter continued, growing closer and more menacing with each passing moment. It was as though the jungle itself had come alive with malevolent intent. We exchanged terrified glances, our minds racing with thoughts of what could be producing that eerie sound. With a sense of impending doom, we stumbled through the underbrush, desperately trying to escape whatever unseen presence was stalking us. The dense vegetation seemed to conspire against us, each thorny vine and tangled root adding to our torment. We moved in a frenzy, pushing our way through the jungle with a desperation born of pure fear. Hours passed, and exhaustion took hold. Our clothes were torn, and our bodies ached from the relentless pursuit of escape. Just as hope was fading, We stumbled upon a clearing bathed in the silvery glow of moonlight. The laughter finally faded into the night, and we were able to find our way back to civilization.to this day. I can't explain what happened in that jungle. Was it a trick of the mind brought on by the eerie autumn ambience? Or did we truly encounter something otherworldly? All I know is that our expedition into the fall jungle left us with an unshakable sense of dread and a story that continues to haunt my dreams.